Hey you guys, today I'm going to be teaching you on how to get Spotify on your PC. Follow my steps in this video and you'll get it in no time today. Let's get this started. So here's what you got to do. First off, you got to go to your internet browser of choice and go to YouTube. And this is all safe, by the way. Go to YouTube and watch this video on how to disable Windows Defender, because this is part of the Spotify thing. This is part of the video process. This is what you need to do. In order for that Spotify stuff to work, you need to disable this part. Just note that every time you update your computer, you're gonna have to re-disable it. But this is not my video, but I'm just taking his for uh instructions purposes, because I forgot to mention this in my video on how to disable this. This is what you need to do. Watch this video first, and then I'll explain the rest after this video.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? This is MD Tech here with another quick tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to permanently disable, or in essence remove, Windows Defender or Windows Security from your Windows computer. So this should hopefully be a pretty straightforward process here, guys, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Just want to point out one thing, that if you still update your Windows computer, there's a good chance that eventually Windows will turn back on Windows Defender, or it will reinstall Windows Defender. There's a lot that goes on in the background of your computer, and if you continue to update your operating system, there's a chance that it will be turned back on at some point. So just keep that in mind. But with that said, we're going to begin and start off by opening up the search menu. Type in regedit, R-E-G-E-D-I-T. Best result should come back a registry editor. Right click on that and select run as administrator. If you receive a user account control prompt, select yes. And before you proceed in the registry, I would suggest you create a backup of it. So if anything were to go
You don't
wrong,
have
we
to do all that.
easily restore it back. In order to create a backup, it's very simple. All you have to do is select file and then export. File name, I'm recommending naming the date in which you're making the backup. Set export range to all.
You don't have to create a backup. Just skip all that step. But back to the video.
And then save it to a convenient and easily accessible location on your computer. And if you ever needed to import it back in, all you'd have to do is select File and then Import, and then navigate to the file location. So with that said, we're ready to begin, and we're going to start off by double clicking on the HK local machine folder. Do the same thing now for the software folder. Same thing for policies, Microsoft, and there should be a Windows Defender folder in here. Just go ahead and left click on that one time. Now, if you need to take note of our file path, you can see it up at the top of the screen here. Each backslash is a different sub key that we've gone under to get to this point. So with that said, now over here on the right side, you want to right click in a blank area, select new, and then select the word 32-bit value. Name this value disable anti-spyware. First letter of each word.
As you see it right there, first letter of each word should be always capitalized. Always. No spaces. All one word. This right here should be all capitalized. No spaces, one word. Just just the first letters all capitalized. The rest is lowercase, but just the first letters. Be mindful of that. Just the first letters all capitalized. That's it. Which is the D A and S. That's it. Everything else is lowercase.
Should be capitalized, no spaces in between any of these words in here. Hit enter. And anti-spyware is two separate words for the purpose of this as well. So go ahead and double click on it. Delete the 0, type the number 1 in numerical value.
Delete the 0 and type in number 1 in the numerical value right there, whatever he just said.
We have 1, base should be hexadecimal, select OK. So 1 basically would make this a true statement, so disable anti-spyware would be turned on. If you wanted to re-enable it, you could either delete this value or set it back to 0. And then you will need to restart your computer in order for the change to take effect. So
yeah, you will need to restart your computer for this change to take effect to disable this. But that's what I did. I'm not doing that in this tutorial because I already did it. So I'm just showing you how to disable this. So that way you can get the Spotify working on your computer. My version of Spotify, I should say. But yeah. And then after all that, you can go to you can go to my previous video on YouTube. You can go to my previous video on YouTube and look at because I have it on here. I have it a full tutorial on how to get it on the PC. So give me 1 second. Let me look for it real quick. There it is right there. Click on this tutorial and then click on my link. Make sure to copy this link right here. Search it. And then what you want to do is you want to download this file, the latest version right here. Click on the zip file right here. And once you click that, click download. I already downloaded anyway. I'm gonna download it to my desktop. I'm gonna download this to my desktop real quick. 1 sec. I already have the file on my desktop, so I'm gonna re-download it to the desktop anyway, but let's do that. Go to downloads, download it. Click open. What you want to do is minimize that. Minimize this too. And you want to extract this to the desktop. And if it asks you to replace the folder, replace it. And then once you extract it, it'll look like this. Then you want to make it right there. Click on it, run the batch file, new theme, and obviously it's going to detect that again. Like I said, you'll need to do whatever the person said. This is not a virus, but you'll need to do whatever the person says. For this purposes, I can't do it because I have to restart my computer, and it removes the file from me running it. But like I said, this method works 100%. I just have to go back into here and redo everything again. And but like I said, everything is free, and this Spotify method works. I'll make another video of it once I get the thing pop up to go away, so I can get it installed. Because right now I can't get it installed because the security Windows security is disabling it. So I'll be coming back with another video on on how I did it, and I'm gonna have to look back on his video to disable mine. But like I said, all you need to do is type in regedit, and then you might need to type in the value again, like he said. Right click it, right click new, and right click 32, and then type in whatever he said on the thing. And once you type it in, you'll be good to go. And yeah, I'm gonna have to type it in so I can restart my computer. And then once I get Spotify installed, I'll show you that it works. And that's it. That's it for today's video. I'm sorry that I couldn't really show you how to get it because I have to disable this again. So, um, like this video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace. Bye. I'll be making a second video on separate on how to do that when I get this disabled. So I'll be back. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type this in, and then I'm gonna restart my computer, and then I'll be back making that Spotify video. So one sec. Let me do that real quick. Let me look at his video and type this in real quick. And then yeah, once I'm done with that, we'll get back into the video. We'll get back on my laptop after it restarts, and I'll make another video, a second part to this. So yeah. And this is free, by the way. This is not a virus. This is free. Alright. Let me go ahead type this in the video so y'all can see what I'm doing, and then I'll be coming back making a separate video on this. Making a separate video on how to get the Spotify installed after you disable this. Windows Defender. After you disable Windows Defender, you'll be good to go. You'll be able to install it.
There's a lot that goes on in the background of your computer, and if you continue to update your operating system, there's a chance that it will be turned back on at some point.
So
Just keep that in mind.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Set. We begin. Start off by search menu. Type in regedit, regedit. This results should come back to registry editor. Right click on that and select run as administrator. If you receive a user account control prompt, select yes. And before you proceed in the registry, I would suggest you create a backup of it. So anything were to go wrong, you can easily restore back. simple. Set export image all in application. Same thing for policies. Microsoft. And there should be a Windows Defender folder in here. Just go ahead and left click on that one time. Now, if you need to take note of our file path, you can see it up at the top of the screen here. Each backslash is a different sub key that you went under to get to this point. So with that said, now over here on the right side, you want to right click the blank area, select new, and then select the word get value. Name this value disable anti spyware person. Letter of each version we can.
Oops. There we go. And as y'all see that, y'all want to click, y'all want to type in enter, and then double click on it. And take the 0 away. And put a 1. And then click OK. And then close this. And then restart your computer. So, one sec, after I restart my computer, you will need to re-download the file for the Spotify Premium and for the Spotify app to work. So, give me one sec. I'll be making another video on that after I get back.